by how many times I fell. I'd learn, but I'm weak when you smile at me, can't you tell? I yearn for that someone to bear with me. I'm hanging on to, I'm kind of fragile, so to speak, but my heavy heart knew you could be the new beginning, knew you could be the new beginning. My heavy heart is broken, but you could mend it for the night. You think by how many times I fell. I'd learned that I'm weak when you smile at me, can't you tell? That I yearn for that someone to bear with me. I'm hanging on to, I'm kind of fragile, so to speak, but my heavy heart knew you could be the new beginning, knew you could be the new beginning. My heavy heart is broken, but you could mend it for the night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. All right, let's get this party started. So welcome everyone. Hello there, Rail Fan K. How are you, good sir? Hopefully everyone is doing well. It is 1 December. My goodness, where is the year going? I can't believe we're already in the final month of 2023. And no doubt it is my favorite time of the year. I love the holidays, love Christmas. My favorite holiday of the year. Also, a birthday month for your dragon as well. So, I am definitely happy about that. Um, so yeah, as you guys can see, hopefully you guys enjoyed the mega project of the National Model Railroad Month. Basically, me going through 30 days of trying to talk about the world's greatest hobby and all of its aspects. Obviously, this is too much to talk about, but kind of a hybrid between, telling my viewpoint about things, kind of an introduction series to model railroading as well. So it kind of encompassed a lot of things for me because I've always wanted to do an introduction series, and I figured let's try to talk about the hobby in 30 days. And yeah, hopefully you guys definitely enjoyed that. As you saw this morning, we're starting our next project, which is one of my favorite things to do over the holiday, and that is advent calendars. Basically, you have like a box or something that has 23 days on it, and each day you pick out a random item that makes a general theme. So you can kind of see that on Anthony Dodge's channel with the German figurines. On my channel, we are doing the mini prints. Basically, my family decided to randomize all the mini prints that I have in my collection, along with mini print figures that you haven't seen before, into the advent calendar. So I have no idea what they put in each particular day. So as you guys see the video series progress, it's kind of cool what happens. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that series as well. So we are definitely getting decorated for the holidays. Shortly here soon, you'll see our Christmas tree. And I kind of decorated this an hour ago, so I am definitely tired because trying to grab boxes and stuff up the stairs from the garage, yeah, it was quite something. And then I'm kind of pushing on expanding the layout finally. I finally made the decision for right now, at least to get us into a yard, because I want to expand the amount of time I have in operations. Because I really want to do 2 hours when it comes to operation. I really want to fill a stream up with it. And, our streams typically go for 2 hours. So I finally made the executive decision that Harbor Point, I'm going to put a switch on it. So that way I can go into the closet. So I'm kind of cleaning it out a little bit. So that way we can get at least the other 3 modulars built to have a pretend Kirby siding, Kirby yard, whatnot. And I also want to put shelves in there as well, because something I started to notice, I did a full rotation of operations on all the card cards. So the card cards that I use have basically 4 positions that you can use. And so I finally switched everything to number 2 on the card cards. Or waybills is what I should be saying. Waybills have the 4 properties on them that you can, deliver, have them empty, and so forth. And something that I quickly realized is I need an independent shelf for all of my cars to have waybills and card cards into staging/storage, because I don't have a yard to really do that with currently. So I need to build a dedicated shelf in the closet above the Kirby yard modulars that I'll eventually make in the future. So that way it's kind of independent from the stuff that I do usually on fun runs or do on the main layout on streaming days. So that's something that I need to do. I want to try to progress with that as well. Another thing we're progressing, hopefully this weekend, is the N-scale T-Track modulars. We were hoping to get over Thanksgiving, but we got kind of sick, unfortunately. But so we had to postpone it to hopefully this weekend. We'll try to do it. If not, definitely, I've got winter break essentially coming up between my work and school. So we're going to try to knock out those T-Track modulars and try to get them operational. That is something that I really want to hit hard next year. And Fairy VR has been bugging me to get it up and going as well. And it's just because we got so much capabilities with the T-Track modulars. And so that's why it's going to be a huge focus next year for us. So, Randall, how are you, good sir? Welcome, welcome. Hopefully all is well. Hopefully you guys had a great Thanksgiving as well. So yeah, definitely 1 week back from the holidays. So definitely December. I love December. Absolutely just adore the holidays. So let me show you guys kind of our Christmas tree here. Let me go ahead and put that away. So as you can see, we have our kind of, I'm a big fan of white and blue ice colors essentially. You know, Rayron has those type of colors, and so kind of have that theme going on to your guys' right, my left. We kind of have it decorated with the angel on top this year, and then we've got our birds kind of going around. You'll see it a little bit better on the camera, train cameras coming up, and we've got our Rapido ornament right there. That if you guys saw my latest fan mail, we were able to get that in. A generous, anonymous gifter gave us the leftovers of the Rapido box for the year, or for the month, and we made use of it. So we put the ornament on our tree. That was my main motivator to get this tree up, so that way we can have that up. Yep. Hello, everyone. The plumber. How are you, good sir? Chuck, welcome back. I appreciate it. Yep, Christmas sweet. I love Christmas. It just screams Rayron the Ice Dragon. It's the colors kind of come around Christmas, and with it being a birthday month for me as well, there's so much to celebrate with December, so I'm definitely excited for that. So, yeah, we've got a Christmas tree up. Around the layout, I do have some small little Christmassy type of things. We've got the reindeer shop over by the office building, and again, you'll see that when I put you guys on the camera car. We've got, what else do we got? We got like a gingerbread house right in front of me on the wave modular. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. It is the dragon's birthday month, so December 21st. Yep. Yep. Like, I can't remember, 1,038 years old? I have to calculate it, something like that. So yeah, as I was saying about ops, so everything that has a waybill has been rotated to day or to number 2 slot. And so I had to interchange everything. I've got my local train parked to the left that you guys will see. I'm adding some more cars. Matter of fact, you can actually see it here on the main camera. So right over there is my local train that will come from Kirby Yard over into the actual railway. We've got a steam engine, ferry VRs, Russian decapod locomotive. Is now going to be part of operations as well to get some diversity when it comes to our engines. We'll probably run the Eagle, which the Eagle is parked over there, and you guys will see it. Yep, enjoying the season last year. Oh, I appreciate that, Chuck. Again, I love this time of year. And what's cool about it is that I get to stream all 4 Fridays of this month, because the general meeting for San Antonio Motor Railroad Association that would have been next Friday is actually pushed to Saturday because we've got our holiday party, so there isn't a Friday meeting. So it's like, cool, let's just go ham. I'm not sure if I'm going to decorate anymore, but for now, you know, we got somewhat Christmas going on. So, yep, Rayron got run over by a reindeer. Yep, more like ate the reindeer, but did my chat freeze? Nope. There we go. All right. Let me see if this is working here. Yep. There we go. Everyone's saying hello. Yeah, we've got a lot of content creators here. You guys are creating awesome stuff. Like, there were so many videos that came out today. I was busy for a while just watching and listening on to the background noise, just because I was cleaning up the layout, and so I just had so many videos going. I was watching Around the Layout doing their Christmas special, so that was pretty cool, and accidentally streaming over them, but this is the only time slot that I have available, so gotta do what we gotta do. And then you guys can always watch us on the replay. So again, if you watch on the replay, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. Every little bit helps. All right, I think we've got some news to talk about. We've got some news. So let's go ahead and take a field trip here. So we've got Rapido. So Rapido has been just giving us all sorts of wonderful Christmas presents. They just recently announced a line of their SE7, 9, and 10, which are amazing. And just recently, something that grabbed my attention was these hoppers. that they just recently announced. So they got a whole bunch of hoppers. It was a last minute announcement. They kept it kind of under wraps until like 2 days ago. And so they got a nice variety of hoppers. And definitely the one that really caught my eye was these PRR yellow maintenance of way cars. Because even though they're PRR, it still kind of screams Union Pacific in my eyes. And so it's like that could be actually really useful for if you want a lengthy maintenance of way train with gravel and so forth. And so that's something that definitely caught my eye here on their recent announcement. So yeah, here's kind of the flyer here. So yeah, it's in stock, ready to ship. So they do have a couple of packs here. No field trip yet. I will sign your slip. You're good to go. I've already got a couple on pre-order. We'll go ahead and take a look at those here in a second. But yeah, they are looking nice. So yeah, we've got a single car for 54, 3-pack for 164, and 6-pack for 329. So not bad. Again, this is the one that really caught my eye, is the PRR. Kind of unique. Let's see, and then let's take a look at those SD7s and 9s again. We've shown them off before, but it's worth looking at these diesels again. And they just look amazing. Like I said, I made a video on this. We talked about this in the past couple of streams, but I'm getting the, I think this is the Bumblebee paint scheme from Rio Grande. I got that on pre-order. I've got the Orange Southern Pacific with the high-nosed light there. And then we got the Chicago Northwestern that I'm be grabbing. So I've got those 3 on pre-order. And I'm glad I did, because I thought these were going to be the first engines that I got from Rapido. That was not the case. Train World had a fantastic deal on some E9 locomotives, and I needed that for my Christmas train that I've got filmed, and it's in production now, will come out on Christmas Day. But it was basically, I got 4 of them, and I tell you what, Rapido is quickly becoming one of my favorite manufacturers as well, because it's got the heaviness of a Proto 2000, Proto 1000 type of engine, but it's got probably the world's smartest insides I've ever seen when it comes to a locomotive. So I pull the shell off, gravity fed, which I like, so long as you can get the clips out from the body, from the actual frame itself. And then just the way they've engineered the entire insides of the diesel, I probably end up doing a video on it because it's smart. They basically have spring-loaded connections for the lights, so that way you don't have to worry about picking the lights out from the main board itself. And so it just basically spring contact, and it carries that current to the front headlights of the shell itself, which was amazing. And the whole thing is flat and smooth. It's nicely organized from the main motherboards that they used. A lot of smart little things when it came to Rapido. And these were DCC ready, so I just slapped in a 21-pin Digitrax decoders in them. And man, they are smooth. They are super responsive. I'm not a fan of momentum, so when I ran these diesels for the first time on the layout, oh, it was great. It was great. Yep, the blue and green one looked good. We'll take a look at them here in a second. Hey, Bunny Gaming Railfan, welcome. Welcome, welcome. How are you? So let me see if I can blow some of these up here. Yeah, let's grab the sales pack. So yeah, this is the Bumblebee scheme. We've got the orange lettering Black Widow configuration. And I am interested how good this Mo power is when it comes to the capacitors. Me personally, I can't stand momentum. I understand for realism if you want to be really prototypical, but again, you're talking to a person who has a Lego tree to my left, a Pillsbury hopper, and mixing an 844 engine with the American Orient Express. I'm not prototypical by any stretch of the imagination. By any stretch of the imagination. So I hate momentum. Absolutely hate it. And probably and again, that's the one thing I can't stand about or not scale trains, ESUs. Because ESUs are a nightmare to try to programming momentum. And that's why I need to grab their $100 or something programmer so that way I can turn that crap off. Because I tried doing JMRI and it does some funky things. Because their CV value is not necessarily the same. So I don't know. So we got Chicago Northwestern, Baltimore, Ohio, Burlington Northern. Yep. Yep. So we were talking about this blue and yellow. So this is the Dakota, Minnesota, and Eastern SD10. So these are conditional models, meaning that they've got to have enough pre-orders to make them. And I think their history, as far as the conditional models and HO is concerned, I think they met most of them. The only time I've seen Rapido not meet a conditional model was one of their N-scale sets didn't get funded. I couldn't remember which one. But that was the first time I've seen that. It's like, oh, that's interesting. I think I was going to do an Icey News video on it, but I was so busy with some other mega projects. But yeah, these look amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I would agree. Keep Alives are definitely a must. But if you're like me and can't really afford Keep Alives right now because you're trying to convert all your entire other fleet to DCC from DCC ready, I would also make the argument too to power your frogs, because powering your frogs definitely worth the extra hassle. Road name for the blue one. So that one was for, I think it was the Dakota, Minnesota, and Eastern. I've never heard of that railway before. It was probably a branch line. Let me clear this here. So yeah, it was the Dakota, Minnesota, and Eastern. Again, they're going for 240 with no sound, and then 350 with sound. Which obviously, this is, again, keep in mind, this is MSRP. So you can probably get a better deal through a dealership. So again, keep that price with a grain of salt. Papa John, how are you, good sir? Hopefully all is well in your neck of the woods. Just make a video on it, Randall. Well, I think everyone is interested in this, especially since we've been kind of making it to light, and then. But yeah, do a video on it. I'm curious on it. Because right now, the best capacitors that I've seen, at least used, is the ones in the Paragon 4s from Broadway Limited. Because I ran my Atlantic the other day, and man, it just hums right along. No issues whatsoever. You hit 100 subs today. Congratulations. That's amazing. Think about it. You have almost an entire auditorium's worth of people. And that's the way I look at it, is apply that number to some sort of venue in real life. And it's like, that's awesome. Yep. Plenty of good recommendations there. Yep, Lombard Hobbies, Midwest Model Railroad. Me personally, I either go through Iron Planet Hobbies and use Heath's discount, or I go through Train World, because Train World does a lot of flash sales, and sometimes you can save a lot of money. Like, they did a flash sale, and they don't announce it. They just randomly put crap on sale. And so usually what I do with Train World is if I want something, I put it in using my favorites, and I check about once a week to see if it goes on sale. I've got an engine that I really want, and it's gone on flash sale for a couple of times. But I had to buy my UP E8s, and I'll probably showcase that today, I think. At least show you guys one of the engines. I've got the A and B units at a stupid deal because they did this flash sale to get rid of them, and it was great. But Rapido is getting up there with the stuff that I like. Yeah, I'm kind of won over. And the box looked pretty. Their instructions are freaking hilarious. I'll read an excerpt from their instructions here in a second. But absolutely love it. All right, one more place. Let's take one more field trip over to, again, biased towards BLI. Broadway Limited came out with their Broadway Flyer, which is basically their newsletter. And I heard rumors that this could potentially was going to happen, and unfortunately, it did. So, many of you have been wondering about the arrival of the HO scale GS4s, my daylights. We have an update for you. Unfortunately, we had to delay locomotives for at least a few more weeks. 2 of the most recent samples we received from our factory did not meet our standards. Fortunately, these issues have been resolved. While we can't provide a definite completion date, I can't read. We're aiming to finish by mid-December. Once they're done, we'll fly the models to hobby stores to save some time. We understand the frustration for waiting longer for these, and we will share in that frustration. We sincerely apologize for these last-minute delays. So I'm kind of torn. I appreciate the communication between Broadway Limited and the customers. This is something I've been hammering with when it comes to scale trains, when it comes to their pre-orders. Sometimes they just, don't give you exactly the updates, like their Norfolk and Western steam engines. Like I keep having to poke at them to tell us what the updates are for that. At least Broadway Limited, they say it up front, which I highly respect. It is slightly frustrating. I've been waiting for this GS4s to come out. Now I've got 2 of them pre-order. I've got the Western Pacific scheme and the actual Daylight scheme. But again, I rather have a product that works because of the money I'm spending for than rush it and have something broke with it. So yes, I am frustrated that it's waiting, but I also understand my child side in me wants it now, but my adult side says no. We're gonna get a good product, and I appreciate that they're communicating that, and hopefully we'll get a fantastic product when it comes out. So I do appreciate the communication. That's one thing I respect about BLI. So, yeah, it won't be till mid-December, which means probably because of shipping and everything, because of the holidays, I don't think we are going to see our GS4s this year. That's something I think is going to happen. I don't think we'll see it till January, as far as when we get it running on this layout. Assuming, knock on wood, no other issues happen. But, it is what it is. Now you're dangerous. Yeah. So yeah, they've been delayed, and then they talk about how they're doing a GS4 in the BNSF employee scheme, which is pretty cool. This is when they were on What's Neat This Week, which I did watch that whole thing, which was pretty good. Shredded mini weights, yeah. And then the big thing here is their production schedule. So right now they've got their GP35s coming out with their USRA. EMD SD40s, and here's the big one. Again, this was my most anticipated engine of the year, and it's unfortunate it probably won't come out this year, or we won't have it in our hands this year. But you know what? It'll be our most anticipated engine for next year. So currently in production, and hopefully they'll get that to us. T1s and N scale, their GP30s are estimated to come out in December as well. The i5 Hudsons, January. So here's another one that got delayed. So the Baldwin Shark Noses were supposed to come out in December. They're now in production, and they've been slid to the right, January 2024. So this was another one that I really wish we had during Christmas. But again, I want a good product as well. So I would gladly sacrifice production time and being a pushback if it means that we're going to have a good quality product. Some more freight cars. We got some F3s coming out. It is, but again, for the amount of money that we're paying for, I want it working right out of the box. So I have to give them time. It's that simple. And the big thing that, again, I appreciate that Broadway Limited is telling us this. So that way it's like, okay, they gave us a reason. They had 2 samples that were broken. Thank you for the customer service, and we'll go from there. So, 2 train shows this weekend. Nice. Yeah, I think we're all in the same boat there, Papa John. Yeah. I definitely can cinemize with that. SE70s are coming out in March. Blue Goose, March as well. The Q2 Duplex coming out in spring of 2024. And that's it. So that's their latest updates. Again, I was gonna do a video on this, but I'd rather just do it in stream just because I've got so many other projects going on right now. Probably gonna hit one. Well, yeah. If anything, if I know I'm low on funds and I know I can hit a train show, I'll still probably try to go to a train show just so I can get the layouts and get ideas. Because you'll never know. And it's like I had a really small budget. So one train show that I went to, it was the Temple train show here in Texas. I wasn't originally planning to go, but I changed my mind and I went with a very small budget. It was definitely the smallest budget I ever had. And the amount of still good deals that I got just by, taking cash. I was able to haggle things down, get things in bundles. But again, I look for a lot of old new stock, which people want to get rid of, and that's the type of stuff that I want to get. So I've been kind of fortunate on that end. It is, yeah, because the epidemic. It got delayed to the 21st of December. Yeah. But again, your hard-earned money, you would expect for it to run on the first go. That's the way we got to look at it. So I don't think the GS4 was coming out in New York Central. I didn't see anything on the East Coast with GS4s. Now I'm actually curious what were all the paint schemes. HO Steam. Let's take a look at the GS4s real quick. Oh, what happened to the categories here? Oh my goodness. They changed their website again. Oh, BLI, what are you doing to me? Yeah, I can't even select the subcategories. Why do you take... Okay, GS-4. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I've got this Western Pacific one on pre-order. That's a Train World exclusive. And then we got the Daylight. And then they come in the other schemes. They got the Black scheme. They got the Freedom Train one. If I can get this on the secondary market or from a dealership and if finances line up, I will get that as well. But I couldn't afford it at the time of pre-order. So. Yep, and that's where I stand. As much as I complain, bitch, and moan, at the end of the day, we're putting hundreds of dollars into these things, and I'm going to get, I want my money's worth out of it, instead of having to send it back, having them repair it, and go from there. So, I will happily wait. So again, keep in mind, Papa John, this is the MSRP price. These are MSRPs. So you can get them a little bit cheaper through dealers. Because I'm actually at the manufacturer's website. So again, go through Train World, go through, Lombard, and so forth, and you'll get the dealership price. But to be honest, for the quality of the BLI, it's not bad. It is expensive. Relative. Again, price is relative. Price is relative. Let's see here. I think that is all for announcements. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's... But the thing about it, too, is that I appreciate communication between manufacturers and customers. So that way, I don't get frustrated. Because if I'm told, it's December, okay, we look at it, here's December. And I don't... my Karen side is kind of coming out when I say that. I do understand that. But I do appreciate the communication, because that lets me know, okay, we're gonna have to wait, and I can tell you guys as well. So nice. Again, it's those train shows and the estate sales. You can't beat it. Cannot beat it. All right. I think we shall go to the train, shall we? Oh, yeah. And you're 100% Randall. Their SD70 ACEs, all in diecast. So those are going to be heavy. And you know why they did that? You know why they did that. They did that because they want to compete against scale trains. When scale trains bought MTH, BLI probably got their, they probably got rocked by that announcement. And it's like, you know what? We need to compete. And that's the great thing about having multiple manufacturers, because the customer always wins with competition. So let's take a look here. Oh, look at all these diesels. So nice. I probably passed it. Hang on. Right there. Yep, the EMD SD70 ACEs. So yeah, these look gorgeous. Again, I couldn't pre-order these because I just, I gotta manage the budget. But eventually, I definitely want to get the Veterans Tribute for Veterans Day. Definitely want to get the KCS version of that. I've already got those ones. And they're coming out with the Heritage, and I love the fact they came out with unpainted. Like, yes, companies, do more of this. And I think Atherin just announced that they're doing like a colorless GP9 as well. So, I love it. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I guarantee it. It scared the crap out of I think it scared the entire industry when Scale Trains bought MTH, because Scale Trains has a lot of engines when you look at the MTH tooling, because you got to think about it. They got all the SE70 ACEs from MTH. They got all the steamers from MTH, the big boys, the Challengers, the Daylight, the Erie Triplex, which is something I'm praying that they look at, because no one else is making the Erie Triplexes, and I really want one of those. Those things are beauty. Lionel just came out in O scale with them, and man, that thing flooded my O gauge feed for a while. Now, my concern with those die casts is that BLI needs to make sure they thoroughly test die cast. My interesting question about die cast. Well, I don't think weather is going to be an issue, but it'll be interesting to see over time how die cast is affected by climate. Now, I'm not saying that you want to take it outside or anything. It's just I'm curious about that. Yeah, they are already starting to produce some S scale products. Boxcar the Husky knows a lot about the S scale stuff, so when he's around, you can ask him. 3 to 4 pounds. That's crazy. And that's the thing, they want, if this die cast, my suspicion is that they're experimenting with this die cast to see if they can compete against the pulling power from Scale Trains, because Scale Trains is known for the pulling power. I've seen it in person. I'm pretty sure most of you guys have seen a Scale Trains pull in person in your personal layouts and clubs. But they've got the best pulling power, I think, in manufacturing industry. So I'm curious to see if this diecast is going to be better, and this is probably their initial test run with them. So if they are good and do survive the test of time, this could be the standard. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. Again, this is me just think tanking everything, but we'll see. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I've seen 3 scale trains pull 80 cars throughout the Samurai layout. It was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous to see. But yeah, that merger was huge. And not to say, too, that scale trains did it first. Me, I love my Union Pacific transitional era. So Scale Trains has all 3 turbines, and I've been bugging them to get the fourth one going, which is the coal turbine. Because now when they bought MTH, they got the tooling for the Gen 1 turbine, the Veranda turbine, and they came out with their big blow turbines already. So they have all 3. They just need to get that experimental coal turbine, because you can only get that in brass in HO scale. But I want them to come out. I've been if you've seen my scale train videos and my interactions with scale trains, I keep putting that little birdie in their ear to tell them to produce the coal turbines. Oh, MTHs are great when it comes to, because their weight. They were definitely heavy. The only thing I don't like about MTHs is that freaking proto sound decoders that they use. You got a program on the main. It is a headache to do with my configuration. And I am biased when I say that. And I know it's a bias and a nitpick saying that, but... Oh, and their automatic couplers, too. The automatic couplers were trash. MTAs tried to be innovative, but I think they were too ahead of their time. And I know, Randall, I think you were talking about it too on one of your podcasts, or I can't remember where we were talking about it, but I had the same complaints you guys were saying about MTH and their couplers and the automatic couplers. Great idea. I just think they were too ahead of their time. See, my concern with scale trains is that I think they're buying too quickly. And I wish they would communicate a little bit better with all of the products that they have. And again, I've said this time and time again. Like, where is their steam engine line? I know they had issues with some of their prototypes that came in, especially with their 611 that's supposed to be releasing first from the XMTH. But it's like they need to do something because BLI is beating them to the market share. I've said this from time and time again. Like, for example, BLI is coming out with their die-cast aces. Scale Trains has MTH tooling for the ACs. I don't know. Again, this is one man's opinion. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm just a person in my circular layout. I'm not. I have no insights to what these businesses are thinking. So I just look at it from a customer perspective. Oh, so you were able to program the program track. See, JMRI did not recognize my decoders when I tried to program MTHs. It came out as invalid because it couldn't recognize CV value 6, I believe. So JMRI just gives me that error. So I don't know. It could be me then. The auto couplers are trash, in my opinion. I tried it once, and it was just a mess to deal with. So I took all of mine off. I still have them. Like, I'm going to keep them because I may use them for the scrap. but it wasn't for me. I'd rather use the good old pencil, chopsticks, whatever magnetic tool device from Katie to uncouple my couplers. Now there are some third-party coupling, but again, I'm just not a fan of it because it's so small. That is a great insights or a great idea there. Yeah. They were banking that the DCS system would take off. And I think that and that's the thing. I wish these companies are going to kill me because a lot of them are switching over to ESU, and ESU is slowly starting to choke hold the decoders. So, I don't know. Okay, so let me ask you. Okay, so their track was isolated from their main track, or is it completely separate, independent? Well, and here's the other thing too. Um, was their track in JMRI, was it set to programming, or was it set to mainline but an isolated track? There's different variables to think about. Because I know in the Samara layout, our track is connected, but it's isolated to the rest of the layout. And then you have to do two switches to convert it from programming or mainline power to the programming power. And then in JMRI, you have to toggle the radio button that says programming. So one thing that I need to do with my isolated. Okay. I'll have to try again. Maybe it's something I'm missing. Yeah. I have to ram it to connect it. It just wasn't Katie friendly. Because the coupler itself was massive. It wasn't to scale or anything. It was a homebrewed coupler design. It just didn't work well with. And let me be frank, it didn't work well with any couplers. So I ripped mine off. I'll look into the programming track. Maybe I'm doing something wrong with those proto sounds. But I plan to rip them all out anyways and go Bunamis. They'll be kind of the first wave of Bunamis that I do, which I'm really, really close to getting some Bunamis. I'm getting more experience with inserting decoders, which is actually a great segue into the train that we're going to be running today. I've been blabbering enough here. Let's get to the real stuff. Let's get to the juicy stuff. Okay, so we talk about, and I'm already, no, showcasing. There we go. So you had a toggle to switch. Okay, so it probably was a programming track, but without not being able to see what the radio buttons were in JMRI, I couldn't tell. It probably, my guess is that it probably still is technically on the main on JMRI, so that's why the decoder can probably be edited. But yeah. So let's talk about decoders since we're into the segue. So this right here is my 844 Atherin Genesis. This was something I bought, or I didn't buy it. My father actually bought it for me. It's very sentimental for me because I wanted the 844 that was actually running. So I would say, holy crap, when was it? 2006 maybe? I'm curious. Hang on. I've got the box. So just to let you guys know, this I think it was in the late 2000. I think it was 2006. We bought this for $200. Absolutely insane. So yeah, here is the there's the box right there, Atherin Genesis, the Northern 484. And this engine has done a lot for me. It was originally advertised as DC. Nowhere in the box said that was DCC ready. No sound, obviously. I opened up the pamphlet, and it really didn't showcase any like motherboards or anything like that. So it's like, you know what? Let me take a chance. I've got this beautiful 844 I've been wanting to run for a while. And I ripped open that tender, and I tell you what, opening that tender was a giant pain in the ass. Because there's like 20 steps to open an Athearn Genesis tender just to see if there's a decoder or a motherboard and DCC ready connection, 9 pin assembly. So it was a pain to deal with. Let's see here. Okay, yep, I love Blue Nomies. Oh my goodness, Papa John. Dang. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that sucks. So I ripped this tender open, and let me just take a chance. I've got, several 9-pin Digitrax decoders. Ripped it open, and long and behold, I find a dummy plug to put a decoder in it. So in 2006, this was actually a DCC ready locomotive. It just wasn't advertised. And it's like, you know what? Let's put a decoder. Let's see what happens. And here we are. So today we have it. So it is DCC without sound. So I don't have any sound in it, which is fine. From time to time I do actually love running engines without the sound because I do like hearing the mechanical works of everything. So today we've got the 844 Northern pulling our first Christmas train. So we got our scale trains tenders. And then we have our Katie Christmas boxcar. And I know not technically Christmassy theme, but when you think of Orient, you think about the one in actual Europe. This is the American Orient Express. I correlate it with Christmas. It feels like a holiday train to me. So on the layout, in my so-called world, it is a holiday train. So that's what we're going to be pulling around the layout today. And then we'll eventually get you guys on the train. So that's what we're going to be running for tonight in a series of holiday trains. Since we're in December, the holidays are strong. And I'll tell you what, I've got a lot of cool trains to showcase. And I'll take you guys to all the cameras here. All right, and then let's do this. Cool. So yes, happy holidays to everyone. Hopefully you can celebrate it, bring joy. I just realized that my Colorado Eagle is actually blocking the camera on the bottom there. So let me get that out of the way. That is 605. Let's acquire that. And not have it go in reverse. All right, let's get you out of the way. Matter of fact, let me pull you forward. There, so there's the Colorado Eagle. So that is my operations train. Just to give it a little bit of diversity. I just gotta make sure it doesn't hit my camera car on the side here. All right. And this is why I need to build up Kirby Yard. Because I'm going to have these trains parked. Alright, so the Colorado Eagle is parked a little bit out of the way so we can see our showcase train for today. Sorry, Pumpkin. All right. We'll do a little bit of rail fanning, and then I'll get you guys on the train. So going around the layout, obviously we got our Christmas tree. We'll showcase. We'll bring up the overall one there, so you can see. Okay, why is this? Okay. Yeah, so a good old Christmas tree. Eventually, I'm gonna start working on getting our Kirby yard up and going. Over here, we got our gingerbread house. We've got the reindeer house over here. So overall, not too bad. Alright, I think we'll get a good shot of our train here. The A44 is just so stunning. I love the smoke deflectors on the side. You know, it gives it that signature shape. I call them the elephant ears. So if you hear me saying elephant ears, that's what I mean. It's just smoke deflectors on the side. Used for when it goes into the tunnel, it shapes the smoke so it doesn't try to kill the driver there. Alright, let's take you to this one. So this view is pretty cool. We got the maps that BCA Parts gave to us. And then right in the foreground there, we've got that decapod that I'll be using for operations. And then we got the reindeer house there. We actually got that from SeaWorld here in San Antonio. I'm hoping to get a few more of those. Let's see. Let's go over to Phoenix Point. And in my opinion, the 844 looks best with those elephant ears along with the Mars light on top of the main light. So as I was saying, this 844 is very sentimental for me. I ran this when I was in Montana at the Montana Model Railroad Museum up there, or the Montana State Railroad Museum in Great Falls. And they had a DC layouts at the time. They finally converted over to DCC. But I ran this engine a lot with my California Zephyr. And I'm going to be doing that again with Samurai here shortly. But yeah, I got this A44 comes from Ogden, Utah, is where I originally bought it from during the Ogden Train Show. Toyman Television does a lot of highlights from the Ogden Train Show, so you guys can go check them out. When am I going to run proper trains? What do we define as proper? How are you, Artie? Hopefully you're doing well. One of these days, I'll get my hands on a Garrett, and we'll have a Garrett running around the layout. It is my goal. Let's see, what view? So this Sunday I'm running the train I was supposed to run on Thursday. So small little side story. I was going to bring my Southern Pacific Crescent train. Or no, not Crescent, the Sunset Limited. And I brought my Christmas train instead. So I'll be bringing that train on Sunday. The California Zephyr with the 844 will probably be the next Thursday after that. I'm a little nervous because my California Zephyr train is definitely bigger than last time. So I'm not sure if it's going to run the full train by itself. I'm going to say proper speed. Oh, proper speed. Okay. uh, yeah, this engine does struggle around my 26-degree turn. One of the many reasons why I want to swap that modular out for 33-degree turns. Let's get you guys the overhead shot here. So this is a pretty cool shot because I got, from the unanimous package that we received for fan mail, we got that Rapido car. And it's like, you know what? Let's have it by the station. It'll probably be the station master's car. Let's see, where are you at? So let's grab this spot right here. I love those coaches. I think they were made by the River Aussies, and they only came in in like a starter set from River Aussie. So they are hard to find right now. I want to grab more, just to expand the train a little bit. So they only have 6 coaches. Yeah, only 6 coaches. I tend to like passenger trains that are between 8 and 8 and 12. If I understand it correctly, Artie, is to make sure that when they go through tunnels, the smoke from the top deflects it in a way that it won't kill the cab crew. That's recalling. There may be several other reasons why they had them too. Phoenix Point. Let's go to Phoenix Points. It's just something so... Streamliners are so cool. The next Samurai Ops? Oh, goodness. Let me take a look at the month here. Oh, that too. Yep. Come on, calendar. Where are you? It's this one. Let me see here. I think it's tomorrow. I think do the 1st and 3rd. Yeah, I think it's the 1st and 3rd Saturday, and then the last Friday of the month. So yeah, I think there's ops tomorrow. Let's get the Decapod out. So some upcoming videos that are coming out. I'm gonna do the next operating session in video format, so that way you guys can see a little bit more details on the car cards and waybills for day 2 of operations. Obviously, we got the Advent calendar series going with the mini prints figures. I've got my first home layout tour video to create. Let's see. What other videos are coming out? Or I got in the works, I should say. Plenty of more 360 train videos coming out. Rail fanning, mini rail fanning videos coming out from Samurai. I'm excited for Christmas Day, though. Christmas Day, definitely going to be. I have a tradition where I live stream on Christmas Day very early in the morning, so I'll be streaming Christmas Day 7 o'clock in the morning, probably for like an hour. So I believe, when's Christmas Day? Christmas Day is the Monday. I don't think I'll be streaming over anyone 7 in the morning. So yeah, that'll be 7 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Western, 8 o'clock Pacific. Or no, not Pacific, excuse me. Eastern. Alright, Artie, take it easy. I definitely get that. Let's get the face cam back up here. Oh, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, I understand that this again, this time slot's kind of rough sometimes because it's really late for those on the East Coast. West Coast is kind of getting, doing their. It's dinner time for them. So. So you're doing Christmas Eve. Yeah, so it'll be... Okay, what time? Let's see. Christmas Eve, your time, what you... Oh, day. Okay, so it's 1 day prior. Never mind. Gotcha. Okay, so your Christmas Eve, I'll be doing early Christmas Day. And then Sparky will be probably... I think he usually does it around noon. 11 or noon. So probably what end up happening is I'll probably stream until Sparky goes on and then raid Sparky. We'll see. It just depends on what family wants to do because the family sleeps in. And they're a bunch of night owls, so. But yeah, I think one of my very first streams was on Christmas Day from this layout. That's when I had Beginner's Run behind me instead of Phoenix Point. Had the long single extension going into Harbor Point before I put Phoenix Point in. And I was streaming from my phone. I didn't have this set up yet. It was just something I wanted to do. I think we ran like the Front Runner. We ran the Turbine, the Big Boy with Missouri Pacific Eagle. So I'll be doing it 7 a.m. U.S. Central Time. So that'll be the Christmas special. I'll probably actually schedule it. So I really want to advertise that. So I'll probably end up setting it up after I'm done. Yeah, you come from the future. You're time travel. Yeah, so you're fine. I'll be doing the day after on Christmas Day itself. Oops, sorry, pumpkin. And I'll be running my Christmas train. What I should say is the 2023 Christmas train, which Real Fan K has seen already. But. Okay, yeah. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, sorry I haven't been on Wacky Weekend. I find myself busy on Saturdays all of a sudden. End up joining another club that is working on getting 7.5 gauge going. So that has actually taken up all my Saturday nights now. The fact that they're looking at getting the land for Okay. So breaking news. This is kind of all news I haven't told you guys yet. But there's another club here, about 30 minutes away, that's doing 7.5 gauge, and they're just now almost got the land rights to do it. So it'll be kind of cool to start from the beginning of something to that effect. So that's why I can't be on Saturdays. So this club was actually really freaking cheap. Really really cheap because yeah, it super cheap. That's why I joined it. But they still got to get the land. They got to move all the stuff off the land. They got to mow the land, and then they got to start the very foundation of 7.25 or 7.5. So, all right, Artie, take it easy. Guys, if you don't know, Artie is our Australian model railroad. He also does some American stuff. But go ahead and give him a subscription if you haven't already. Great content over there. Host of the Wacky Weekend and part of the Cab Crew Wednesdays. So, just again, another great perspective in model railroading. Yeah, we're Christmas. Well, hopefully that means some bonuses, which means you can buy more trains. It's always a good thing. That's how I see it. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things coming up. Hi and goodbye. I don't know why we say goodbye, because I want to say hello. Hello, hello. And that's the thing. I love San Antonio because in driving distance, I have Samra. We've got the Texas Transportation Museum, which I'm still trying to get that video out. It's kind of on the back burner right now. And the Texas Transportation Museum actually has several other clubs in there. They've got the Sand Track, San Antonio N Scale, T-Track Club. They've got the Amory, which is another HO layout. They've got a Lionel scale there. They've got the rideable 44-tonner train there. And then there's Elmendorf that's about to start on 7.25 once they get their land. And then I didn't realize it. There's a plethora of home layouts in this city. So I've been to one. And not to mention the Lone Star Region 6 is here. I am very fortunate to have what I have in this area. All right, Pop John, take it easy. Have a good one. Thanks for coming by. All right. Let's see here. I think what we do is we get you guys on board. Yeah, so once it comes around, we'll hook up to the camera car and get you guys on board. The 844 with the Orient Express. But yeah, I've got a lot of plans for this layout. I really want to get that project going with Kirby Yard. I want to get my switch signals operational, and I want to get my block detection going. Yeah, absolutely, Chuck. You're a Samurai member too, right? I think I put in the name with the face. Sometimes I'm terrible with name with the faces, but yeah, I think you're also a member if I remember correctly. But yeah, I love this area. Especially as a mono railroader. We got the Dallas area, we got Houston, 3 hours away. I mean, San Antonio proper's got a lot to offer. Like I was happy when I got one train show a year. And this year, man, how many train shows did I go to this year? New Braunfels, Samra, the National Mono Railroad, New Braunfels again, Temple, and then I missed one in Houston, which I'm kicking my butt for. Because Houston had a train show. There was one in Austin. Austin we don't typically go to because it's in downtown Austin, and it's a little too sketch to go down. So, I mean, just within driving distance, we have possible seven train shows we could have gone to this year. And then there's a plethora of ones in the Dallas area. Dallas is a little too far, though, because we got to stay in a hotel for Dallas because it's 4 hours away. So if you think about it, 4 hours there, 4 hours to film, 4 hours back, that's a 12-hour day. And that's with having to drive through downtown Dallas, downtown Austin, through Waco and all that stuff. I mean, you guys kind of saw, if you guys saw my first episode of the National Mono Railroad train show, yeah, Austin's traffic was ugh. Yeah, yeah. There's a YouTuber that I follow. I actually met him. I met him at the first New Braunfels train show. Let's take a look at my train show videos real quick here. Let's see here. Let's see, New Braunfels. Pause that one. More. Oh, Railroad Company of the Western Plains. So, we'll take a quick field trip here. Let's see. Okay. So I met him. Awesome dude. Bought his Maine's away train from there. But he showcased, and I think the Oklahoma City one, that was a great one. So he does actual proper like train show reviews. Like he actually counts the number of tables that are there, but the ratio of HO to toy tables and so forth. And so he went to the Houston one. Oh, Pearland. Pearland, Texas. That's the one that we missed. That was in November. And it looked like it was a really good show. And it's like, dang it. Didn't realize I missed that one. So it is 3 hours away from here, from San Antonio. But he also went to the Oklahoma City one, which is something I think I want to try to hit in the future. Because that looked like a really great train show. But, yeah, kind of a shout out to him. So I will post a little linky link for you guys to go check his channel out. Really underrated too. Like he does a lot of good train shows. Yeah, he looks at it from a review standpoint. My videos tend to look at it just from a POV perspective. So you get the two different perspectives of the train shows, at least in Texas. So I don't know if that's his proper name there, Randall. I can't. I never asked him for his real name. But RWTX, I have met him in person. So yeah. West Plains, Missouri. Small world. Small world. So he does try. I think he's stationed in Fort Worth, but he does go to like he will drive up to like 6 hours away. Ah, okay. There was another Chuck in the club. I just wasn't sure if you were him or not. If you drop by the club, just come find me and I'll get you a holographic sticker because I do tend to carry those. So one thing about the whole YouTube community is that if you see on my let me maximize myself here. So the big YouTube community here, we love to collect stickers and give stickers out and everything. Um, so if you meet me in person, I will give you a holographic sticker. And I tend to ship out non-holographic stickers via not email. I wish we could do it via email, but by mail. I'm kind of behind on shipping those out. I still have a whole lot more to ship out, but I've been busy holidays. Awesome. Yeah, you moved to Texas. Cool. Small world. And that's a great thing. Like I said in my YouTube video for National Model Railroad Month on day 30 no, day 29. Yeah, let me take a look. There's a reason why YouTube is a big factor in model railroading nowadays. Yeah, it was day 28 is when I talked about YouTube. That's right. He does a lot of comparisons too. Thank you, Randall. Yep. No, you're right. He does a lot of comparisons too. I found him through his. I was looking for other Samra YouTubers. If people went to this, and I found him. That's how I found his channel. Because I wanted to see all the feedback. Because I'm kind of the main person who does YouTube in the club. Or, don't want to say that. I'm one of the main YouTubers for Samra. Because Ralph NK and BNSF Engineer, they also do content from Samra as well. But I wanted to see the feedback that other people were given about the Samra. And then I can present that. Because I know that the chairman that runs the Samra train show. I give him a lot of feedback as much as I can. And it's pretty cool too. Just knowing a person and seeing how a train show is run behind the scenes. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Just the business side of things. It's crazy. But yeah, you're right. He does a lot of comparison videos too. Yep. You are correct. But it's just amazing. Love the community. The Icey family here. Let me get you guys the 'cause I promised the camera car. So let's take my controller here. Get you guys a little bit of ops. All right, so I want to bring up Phoenix Point. Let's go ahead and remove my ugly face. Let's get the 180. No. This one. And then I think we'll bring up that. All right. Let's go ahead. I think I want to bring this down here for right now. Hello, Mystic. How are you, good sir? Hopefully you're doing well. All right. Right now we are connecting the camera train to our 844 consist. All right, Real Fan K, take it easy. I'll see you on Sunday. Hopefully that's not necessarily a bad thing, Mystic. Hopefully it's a job that gets you some security. All right, let's reset this view here. Let's bring this back over here. And let's get you guys on board. So let's go with the solo camera. All right. All right, so welcome aboard our first holiday train for 2023, the 844 pulling the American Orient Express. And I can show you guys some more details. So coming up to our left, we have our reindeer building. There is the office building. Coming to our left, we have our Christmas tree with our Legos there that Fairy VR built. On the right, we have our operations Colorado Eagle Express that I use as my second train on the main. Train's a little bit heavier. I can see it kind of struggling a little bit. So again, we're kind of cleaning out the closet a little bit so that way we can get a switch track built into Harbor Point. Because I'm not in the mood to build an entirely new modular just yet. Alright, and then what we will do is, let me split the two mobile. Alright. I don't like how that's shaking a lot. Let me slow it down a little bit. My trucks are all jacked. Okay. Then they're not centered. Let's fix that. It's the first time I've seen yeah, it's wobbling quite a bit, isn't it? I'll have to check the trucks. Maybe it's not tight enough. Word, Mystic. Yes, we are cleaning out the closet. That'll soon be Kirby Yard. Yeah, I just want to add more operational elements to this railway, and I need to have a yard. So I want to show you guys some yard master switching and so forth. I want to have a yard master. I think out of all of the positions when it comes to operations, I love yard master. Yard master number 1, dispatcher number 2, and then actually running the trains being number 3. Being an actual engineer / conductor. It's fun and all, but it's like, I can't be a yard master when I'm doing a fun run like this and running a train around in circles. Can't be a dispatcher when I'm doing a fun run running around in circles. So being that is what I like to do. Just something a little different. All right, let's all right, let's do this. Get you guys a front view for a little bit. So hopefully something in the future I want to grab is another camera. Heath kind of showcased it a little bit, and it's kind of the camera that follows a person around. I found a camera that should follow objects. So in theory, it should be able to follow the train when it goes past. I want to mount it behind Phoenix Point, and it should follow it from left to right, and that's kind of the goal. For the next camera. To be honest, I can't remember. I think it's oh goodness. I think it's greater than, oh goodness. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. I measured it out one time to get the full distance, but I have a memory of a goldfish, so I can't remember. It's kind of a family room area. Yeah, it's basically the size of a family room / loft area. One of these days I'll measure it out again and figure it out. The best thing I can say is that that's a 3-foot modular. That's probably another 3 foot. You know what? Let me do that. Let me just eyeball it. Yeah, it's about 15, conservative. I'll be about 17 feet in length and maybe 30. No, I said that wrong. 3 foot, no? Yeah. Hang on. 3, 6, 9. Yeah, no, about 16 feet. 16 to 17 feet by about 12 feet, maybe 15 feet by 12 feet. Really rough guess. What makes this layout kind of possible is that I follow what's called the Fremo standards, but this is actually what they call a minimo, meaning that the width of each module is only 12 inches wide. And I think these turns make it to a 45, but I have 2 modulars to make a 90. With the exception of Harbor Point. Harbor Point is like a 26-inch turn, which is, it's a tight turn for a lot of my trains. So, Trackside Mike, how are you, good sir? Hopefully you're enjoying the holidays. I love how your layout is coming. Trackside Mike does a lot of podcasts on Monday. So definitely go check him out. Yeah, I love that HO layout. It's coming along. I've been lurking a lot, and I still watch a lot of podcasts. I just can't really interact much because I'm usually working behind the scenes as well. So I'm lurking a lot this week and next. So today we're running our first holiday train, a Christmas train. This is the 844 Athearn Genesis pulling our American Orient Express. We've got kind of a Katy train, brain. Let me reboot the brain a little bit. The Katy Christmas boxcar special. So from the camera cars here, you can kind of see face cam. There we go. Yeah, I try to support everyone. I do the best that I can. Oh, that's plenty of space for Ensco, yeah. Absolutely. Yep, Mystic, you do good old N scale. Oh, let me get this squared away here. If you guys enjoy N scale, go ahead and follow Mystic Railroad. Oh, I don't know if you saw the last stream, Mystic, but we did. Was it last? I don't know. I'm losing. No, it's 2 streams ago. 2 streams ago, we did our first operation session, and got you a Mystic powder in one of the coal cars. Matter of fact, it's parked. Actually, you know what? I can actually show you. It's parked currently. So if you guys don't know, I've been doing some operations on this layout. And so we've got our Mystic powder right there being unloaded at Daenerys Industries because she uses the Mystic powder to make the dragon eggs that we ship out to mom and son train rail fans. So that coal car in the next go is going to be in a video format because we're going to alternate with operations. We'll do a video format and then we'll do a stream format. So that way we get the best of both worlds. So that way you guys can see the way bills as well. I know it's kind of difficult to see on the live stream when I was streaming it from the GoPro on my shoulder. But we'll do it in video format so you can see some detail. So the next operation session, that car right there will go to my Jurassic Park Industries because they're going to need that Mystic powder for the dinosaurs that they're breeding. It's a special food formula so they can grow. And those dinosaurs then get shipped out to the plumber. And that's why it's so important to have that Kirby yard because I need a place for storage. So, obviously not an original idea to ship to other YouTubers. I stole that idea from Heath, which I do have a... I don't know if one of my cameras can pick it up, but I do have a mini ice packing plant or factory, but it's extremely small, unrealistic. But I am shipping Dragon Ice to Heath for his reefer cars. Because I think he needs it for beer, if I remember right, for the... for his railway, for the Riverside transfer. You need the Mystic powder too. That'll be kind of cool to. What industries do you have on your layout, Trackside Mike? Because I figure I can get something from you to put on this layout for operations, or I can ship something to you. That's usually how I do it to support other YouTubers, just to bring recognition. Because that's one thing I love about waybills, is that waybills, I can show what's actually being loaded and unloaded into the freight. So yeah, if, let me know what, because with Mystic, we're shipping in Mystic powder from his railway. It's being used for 2 of my industries. I added a few more. I'm going to be adding a few more. Crooked Side Railway is going to be starting bringing some wheat for us. Oh, you're going to have a refinery of the chocolate. Feed mill. Yeah, there you go. So refinery so you're going to have a chocolate factory. Perfect, because I need to find my Hershey car. So we can ship in chocolate that goes to my city. Perfect. That's exact. Or, you know what I should do? I should take it one step further. We're going to have Willy Wonka Charlie factory in Iceyville. Boom. So your factory is going to feed Willy Wonka. That's exactly what we'll do. I need to write that down. So, yeah, we'll have Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory here on the layout. Obviously, trying to represent it is going to be a nightmare. It'll probably be like a flat or something. Okay, so I need to find my Hershey car. And the Oompa Loompas, yes. That'd be see. Oh, that's a good idea. We can have a second stop for the Colorado Eagle with Oompa Loompas. So not only will it go to my station, or it may just go to my station. It won't go to the factory itself. It'll just go to the station. It'll dump realistically, and then the Oompa Loompas can freaking walk, or get a taxi or something. I don't know. Hang on. Let me see if I have one. Man, that's making me think. Hang on. Let's see. I think I have one. I know I have a Hershey car. But if I don't have it, I'll substitute it with an MKD tanker car. Is what I'll do. Yep, can never have enough chocolates. Yep, yep. That's for sure. Oh yeah, I was gonna do a little bit of show and tell. All right, I will be right back. Except for the Charlie and Chocolate Factory, we won't talk about that movie. Wasn't a big fan of it. And I don't even know what to think about the prequel. But anyways, show and tell time. Okay, so these are my very first Rapidos. So I said E9s. They're actually E8s. 6-axle EMDs. And I already love the box. I love when they put this style of art on the box. It doesn't look bland. It looks interesting. I love that they have the actual picture of the locomotive on the side. So overall, a really good box. And I tell you what, it is gorgeous. So yeah, these engines are heavy. They're heavy. The detail's amazing. These were DCC ready. They were clearanced from Train World. And I definitely needed the locomotive power for some of the trains I got coming up. Rapido. And overall, I'm impressed. I don't know if I can actually get this open to show you some of the details. Is the insides that impress me the most with Rapidos. So I'm going to attempt to open the shell on this. And try not to break any parts. But we'll see. They're a little bit tricky. Yeah, they're E8s. As I say that. Because I really want to showcase the insides of this, but I'm not having the right grip for it. There's a certain grip style you gotta have with these things. There we go. All right. So there's a lot of cool things about the inside. So here's the inside of it. You can see how everything is flat. And that is perfect because when you go to add like things like decoders, a speaker, I have plenty of mounting points to put a speaker, to put a keep alive. And then you can see there's two little contact points right here, these little pads. And that's what really made me impressed with Rapido. Because those 2 points, I don't know how well this is going to show, but you got 2 contact points right there. But the thing that's amazing about this is that they're spring loaded. So you can see my finger kind of bouncing off those 2 points. And what those are is that's your connecting points for the electricity to go into your light. So when you remove the shell, you don't have to deal with unplugging or worrying about the wiring going up to the cab for the lights. When I saw this, like, that's freaking amazing. So just they really thought about this. And it's like it weighs, it's really heavy. It reminds me of a Proto 1000, Proto 2000 when it comes to the weight. And it looks like the motor and the gear axles are perfectly straight. You know, Scale Trains does that too. But you want it straight so you have the best amount of traction on it. But this is what impressed me the most about this. It just looks clean. And what's also cool about this is that you've got connector pins connected to the main board. So if you need to remove the board, you just remove all the connecting ports. That's something I wish could be standard in NMRA. But, you know, one can dream. But yeah, it looks like this is the pickup points from the trucks in the back here. We've got our motor wires right there. And then our 2 pickups in the front here. Wiring to the lights in the front here. Yeah, overall, this is what blew me away. That's what blew me away. Yeah, so it was definitely impressed with Rapido. So yeah, when it comes to the shell, don't do like what I did on my first engine and try to open it up from this or lift it from these little guys here, because I actually ended up breaking one. So these are not part of the main frame. They're actually glued, and they will break off if you try to lift from the actual like flaps here. What you want to do is open it from the truck side and then just let gravity take the rest. So yeah, that's the A unit. And then got the B unit. So I've got 2 sets. So I've got 4 engines in total, 2A and 2B. 6 axles. So that's going to pull any big long train that I want. So far the record for this train on the Samurai layout was 15 cars, but I can easily go up to 18 cars if I had the proper, if it was non-friction cars. I can easily pull passenger cars. These Riverossi ones that you're seeing going around. But yeah, these are my first Rapidos, and I am definitely, I'm a fan. So I'm excited for all the pre-orders that I got coming up with Rapido. Again, they use clamshells. I love clamshells. Every company should use clamshells. They're just the way to go. when it comes to packaging. And there's our B units. Just massive engines. Yeah, so I highly recommend it. I look forward to see what Rapido does for next year. And normally, I have issues with these big 6-axles. And these ones ran perfectly smooth. Even without a capacitor, they ran well on isolated frogs. I was really impressed. So, definitely major props to Rapido. Oh yeah, and I was going to talk about the manual. So, there's a lot of cool little jokes when it comes to their instruction guide here. So for example, instructions for breaking in the engine. Just so we're clear, that doesn't mean break into anyone's layout room to steal their EMDE8. And don't break into the hobby shop either, because that is really frowned upon. Just buy one for yourself. But this isn't about that kind of break-in. Oh, man. And then there was one about to hold your locomotive. So to hold your EMD-E8 gently and with much love, care, and attention, your model has numerous delicate parts, especially on the roof and underframe. Let's see here. If you want to backdate it to be the quality of model produced in 1970s, then rip off all the parts and handle it like a donut from Dunkin's and after skipping breakfast. I love it. And there's just so much many more. So, very clever. That's all I can say. It's very clever. All right, Tracksec Mike. Yeah, I think you're on the East Coast. So, yeah, it's probably really late for you. So, yep, I appreciate it. Watch on the replay. Have a good one. So, yeah, that definitely caught me off guard when I was reading through the instructions on how to open the shell. Matter of fact, it was just cool. Yeah, we'll definitely you'll see this in a couple of videos soon. But yeah, it has the same amount of detail as Scale Trains. It is definitely the museum quality detail you'll see from like a Scale Trains museum quality. I'm very, very happy. Like, it's been a good year. They are funny in the videos too. Yep. They are. They are just... They don't take things seriously from a business standpoint, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. And I'm happy that they're finally getting into the American locomotives. Because before, they were just really heavily focusing on... Because, you know, they're a Canadian manufacturer. They were focused on Canadian National, Canadian Pacific. And I was seeing all these videos come out on just how good quality the CP and CN were from Rapido. You know, and I was looking at the price, and it's like, you know, I couldn't really justify it. And it's not my railway anyway. But when they started announcing stuff with the UP, now I'm starting to see a lot of transitional era railroads. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan. That's why I'm excited for those G7s, 9s, and 10s that they've announced. Or GP7, 9, and 10s. Or, no, excuse me. Jesus. SD7, SD9, SD10. These numbers confuse me all the time. So yeah, I cannot wait to get my hands on those. Not necessarily a fan of the decoders that they chose, because they also went with ESUs. And you guys know me, I'm not necessarily a fan of ESU. But the Lil CN, yeah. Yeah, those are so cool. And like this is going to be a very difficult choice for me, because when I'm curious to see who's going to come out with the first CPKC paint scheme in model railroading. Because I may have a very difficult choice to make, or decision to make. Because I would imagine both Scale Trains and Rapido will probably come out with that CPKC color scheme. And I want that scheme. I want some Dash 9s in that scheme. I don't say that often. I don't say that I want a Dash 9, but the CPKC color scheme is worth it, I think. And it'll be more for special trains. Like, I can see myself running my Christmas train with the new CPKC schemes. But it's like, do I go with Scale Trains or do I go Rapido, depending on when they come out with it? So, it's going to be interesting. Or heck, even Broadway Limited may come on with that scheme too. So, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, and that's because of the holiday train that's going around. I think it's in the U.S. right now. But I've got a different holiday train that they're going to be pulling. So but I'm excited, because what I may end up doing too. So here's the other thing. I may actually wait. Maybe if they get some SC70 ACEs in the CPKC color scheme, that's what I'm going to go after, because I love the Aces. And so that'll fit perfectly into my collection, because I do have a lot of ACE, especially in the Heritage scheme. I maybe Jason the Train Freak. I know he does HO. I don't know if he does N. And maybe check around your local hobby stores. But I would probably start with Jason the Train Freak. He will probably point you in the right direction, is the best thing that I can say. Ah, James, how you doing? Dundas Junction Model Railroad. How are you, good sir? We just had your counterpart on a little bit earlier. I was showing off my first Rapido engine. So, got me a Dash 8 from Rapido. These were DCC ready, so I slapped in the Digitrax 21 pin decoder in there. I got 2 A units and 2 B units. And I tell you what, I'm a fan of Rapido. Absolutely a fan. So, also guys, if you don't know, James co-hosts several podcasts on Monday, sometimes Wednesday as well. So go check him out. He's got a brand new HO layout that he is creating. So if you want to see a start or birth of a layout, go ahead and follow his channel. You were out tonight? Nice. Yeah, I'm really curious, James, about your DCC concept connectors for that bridge, because I'm interested in that as well. When I saw that come out and showcased on the DCC guys channel, I was 100% interested, because I may actually do that with Harbor or no, Ghetto Bridge, which is basically our. Because I'm thinking, with the DCC Concepts connector pins, this can be a lift out bridge for Ghetto Bridge, is where we kind of got this named after. So I'm thinking about getting those and somehow incorporating it. But I mean, I'm curious how it's gonna work out for you. Let's take you guys on board the train here. Yeah, the power connections. Yep. Yeah, that was such a great little thing. When I saw that, it's like, where was that 2 years ago when I needed that the most? All right, we get you guys back on board the train here. There we go. So far, working great. Awesome. I don't know why I have that all the way up here. We should put that down here. So far, working great. That is great to hear. Because I'm more of a fan of lift-out bridges over door bridges. Because I am competently inclined when I do carpentry. I can't do carpentry to save my freaking life. All right, Mr. Grill, take it easy. Yeah, I know it's getting late for you guys on the East Coast. So, catch you on the replay. Thank you so much for coming on, Mystic. Appreciate it. Going to use rail liners from the UK. Makes sense. Makes sense. And also, guys, you know I do a Pico track on my layout. I'm a big fan of Pico. If you guys want to see Walther's, also check out James' channel as well, because then you get a perspective from a Walther's layout. Both systems are equally good. They have the pros and cons. So if you're on the fence on which rail to use, you know, you can check out Pico on my channel. You can check out Walther's on James. A nice comparison between the two. And I talked about track a lot, too, on the National Model Railroad Month. Nice. I wish I had the space to really be dedicated into it, because my garage is packed right now. So it's like I'm trying to use this small 10-inch compound miter saw for all of my modular building. It's just not enough, not big enough. Yeah. And Walther's is good too. They're both good systems. One thing I like about Walther's is their double crossovers and single crossovers. I wish Pico would come out with something like that. So one can only hope. So yeah. And really the big reason why I went with Pico is for the strength of their ties. Can't compatible with Walther's joiners too. So here's the interesting thing about that. Technically yes, but you gotta understand which joiner to use. So I have a chart, and oh man, where did I put that thing? There was a Fremo individual from California, and he gave me this entire, well, my mentor at the time gave me a sheet that basically translated all of the track and which joiner to use. I need to figure out where I put that. So it is, and matter of fact, funny thing, I don't use Pico joiners for this track. What was actually recommended to use was the Walther's N scale joiners, because the rail is smaller, and that's what I use around here. I use the N scale, Atlas. N-scale Atlas joiners for the Pico track, and it works beautifully. It's tight, it keeps it together, and I do not recommend the Pico rail joiners. I recommend the Atlas N-scale joiners for Code 83 Pico. So that's what I use, and it works so much better. I need to find that chart. Hang on. Let me do some digging, cause I know. Oh, I hope I have that available, cause I want to show you that converter. Now I don't know if it has Walthers to Pico when what converter to use. It was a great cheat sheet. I'm just kind of hoping I have it available. It was such a great tool too. Let me think. Why is my OneDrive? There it is. OneDrive. Let me find. Let's go to that. Is it the model railroading? Please tell me it's underneath here. PR3. Slomra. Nope. Images? Oh, yeah, I think we're going to find it here. Yeah, I don't want to. Okay, I found it. Photos. I'm hoping this has it. Oh, come on, download quicker. Thank you. Okay. Bullseye, we got it. Okay, so let me show you this. So this was a nice little cheat sheet that I got from the Freemo guys. Oh, come on. Let me do this. Let me do this. This is a really, really handy. Someone smarter than me came up with this handy cheat sheet. Let's take a field trip. Okay. I know it's a little hard to see. So we're talking about, this is Walthers to Atlas. This is Walthers Atlas to microengineering / Pico. And then we got microengineering to Pico to microengineering Pico. So if we want to take Walthers to Pico is what we want to do. So we want to have a Walthers Atlas. Let's see here. So Walther Atlas bridge rail. And we want to go to Pico / rail. So we want to use an Atlas Code 83 metal rail joiner to go from Walthers to Pico. And so I use this. So when I go from Pico to Pico, so if I want to go from Pico to Pico, I would use an Atlas N gauge Code 80 metal rail joiner, which is what I use to connect those. So I don't know how good it's popping up here, but you can kind of take a quick screenshot of this. But I have used this for all of my track work if I got to convert it, and it has never failed. So that's kind of something. But again, what I always would recommend is that if you're going to start a railway, find which company you want to work with and just stick with it all the way through. So if you want to go Pico all the way through. If you want to go Walthers all the way through. There's no right answer to this, which is the beauty about the hobby. It's sandbox for a reason. Why I call it the world's greatest sandbox, because it's 1,000 different ways you can do it. So this little cheat sheet has saved me so much time and money. So this is pretty cool. But yeah, they take into consideration the heights of the rails and everything. So it's pretty cool. And they also talk about, which rail joint to get if you want without occupancy detection and so forth. So yeah, and that's when I point people in your direction if they're on the fence of what system to use. It's like, I can show you Pico, but you can go over to James to check out Walthers. Because I know you're doing a great job kind of showing your process. So, but yeah, I love referencing this. And so me personally, the reason why I went with Pico, when I was laying down my track initially, when I started getting into building this layout, I don't do it anymore, but my mentor back in California, we did a little bit of an experiment. There was one Freemo modeler down there that was using a nail gun to nail down the track to the cork bed. And the way you would do it is that you would use the minimal amount of pressure from your air tank or air compressor. And you would use the smallest little nails you can get. I can't remember the size. And you use a nail gun with the air compressor, and you would nail down the track that way. So we did a little bit of experiment. We took Pico, we took Atlas, we took microengineering, and we took Walthers, and we basically used the nail and drive it through each tie. Well, what we found out from our experiments was that the Pico tie was just a little bit more tougher, that it didn't drive the nail all the way through the tie. So it was able to secure it in place. Whereas all the other ones, the materials that they used for the tie was just, it wasn't solid enough, and it basically drilled that nail all the way through. Now, I don't use that method anymore. I go old school with the pin and vise system. Basically, you drill a little hole, then you tack your nail in, and then you move on to the next one. I have found that way to be 10 times more efficient. So that's my method nowadays. But yeah, it's, whatever works for you. And the big thing, too, I would even argue, is that is availability a variable for you if you want to go pick your track? Because there's been a lot of times availability for Pico track has been a nightmare, especially on the flex track side. And it depends on your local area, too, if they have it available or not. So if you want your track now, maybe go to Walthers. So, there's so many different variables. And I do like Pico turnouts. I know there is a debate. There is a point to be made that some points can break. Yes, I get that. I just find I run a lot of older stock engines, and I've noticed that Pico has been more functional with my older running stock, with all the tests that I've done. So that's another way I kind of prefer it. But again, that is my choices. But one thing I like what Walthers is doing is that they're flexible track that can compress and expand. I love that, because when it comes to modulars, I think I can find a use for that, especially when it goes to connect each other. It's quite a revolutionary thought. And if I were Frank, I would probably, I don't know if I would go to Walthers, but those double crossovers are so nice. When it comes to innovation, Walthers has definitely got Pico beat. And that's just because of the double crossovers, their single left and right crossovers that they just came out with, the expandable, retractable track. There's a lot of good that Walthers is doing right now. Absolutely. So, in my opinion, Walthers and Pico are the top two. I would stay away from Atlas, 100% stay away from Atlas. I am 100% biased towards either Walthers or Pico. Atlas is just a pain in the ass to deal with. When I was in California, again, my mentor and I, we made this massive switching modular, and we used nothing but Atlas track. Atlas switches, Atlas crossovers, and we found so many defects with Atlas Code 100 switches. The frogs would pop out on the isolated frogs. Plastic was not cut off correctly for a lot of the crossovers, so we had to file down the crossovers. It was such a pain to deal with. So, I know Atlas is cheaper, a little more affordable if you're getting into the entry level of the hobby. But I never recommend Atlas to anyone. But it's a good topic. It's always a good topic to talk about. So I heard you were talking about. Yeah, I was watching your stream. I do a lot of lurking nowadays because I'm just so busy. But yeah, I heard you guys talking the other day that one of your rivets failed. I think you said. I was like, man, that's a new one. Yeah, broken spot weld. Oof. I mean, it's the nature of the beast, right? You know, it's everything is manufactured. There's gonna be some defects. That's just, it's part of the hobby. I've been knock on wood. I've been fortunate enough that my unifrogs haven't given me any issues yet. A matter of fact, my latest modular. This is the wave modular right here, and this has two unifrogs, and I've had again knock on wood, no issues with them. And right now, they are configured as ISO frogs, so they don't have power to the frogs. And even my more troublesome engines that don't have capacitors that typically will fail on the Samurai layout, they don't fail here. So I was very, very grateful for that. But yeah, I think you're using, and that's the cool thing about it, I think you were using NCE. I use Digitrax. I use Digitrax for everything. Yeah, I heard you were having a lot of issues on your points, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, my system is entirely a Digitrax. These push buttons are Digitrax. I've got them connected to, oh my goodness, I can't remember. I think it's called the DC74, if I remember correctly, with Torus switch machines. I know you're using the Walther switch machines, which I find fascinating because I haven't even, I know they existed, but I haven't seen anyone use them. So the fact that you're using Walthers, again, that's a great different perspective. And I love that you got push buttons too, which is pretty cool. Ohio, Steam, and Steel. How are you, good sir? How are you? We're just having a nice little chat about track. It's always a good conversation to have. Talking about the pros and cons, issues we have, sharing stories. It's always a fun thing. Today we are running the 844 Union Pacific locomotive along with our first holiday train. We got the boxcar from Katie, that's Christmas theme, and we got the American Orient Express. Take a train pill. Yep. So let's go back to all of the view here real quick and kind of talk about what we got going on here. Okay. So this is my, again, for those of you who are new, for those who are watching the recordings and everything, this is my loft area of the house. It's about roughly 16 feet by 13 feet, roughly. Basically have a giant circle, which mimics what I typically like to do, which is rail fanning and just seeing a train going around in circles. It mimics going around the Christmas tree. And today, we actually have our Christmas tree. So now we get to see the big boy version of a train going around the Christmas tree on a steroid level layout. So basically, I would pretend that I'm the Christmas tree, but we actually got our official Christmas tree for 2023 here. So kind of decorating things out a little bit on the layout. So these modulars are configured into FreeMo standards, meaning that they have the FreeMo track configuration. They got the FreeMo standards when it comes to electrical work, and also with the command station, which is Digitrax. Everything here is controlled by my DCS52, my command station. Eventually, I'll get my JMRI connected to it so that we can get block detection. I do have block detection not set up currently, but it is the future because I want to have my dispatching station right here on my one of my monitors. So we'll eventually have block detection. Let's see what else. And then the other big difference that this is not technically 100% FreeMo. This is what we call mini-mo modulars. FreeMo standards are typically 26 inches wide, whereas mini-mo FreeMos are 12 inches wide. So all of these are 12 inches wide. And it's really the only way I can get a layout in here without having to put it on the floor or having a point-to-point or a really awkward balloon-style layout. But typically in the moduling world, each one of these modulars have names. So each of my 6 corners are called David Wilding corners. We've got the modular that's in front of me is called the Wave modular. Behind me, we've got Phoenix Point. And then that corner over there is called Harbor Point. That'll eventually go into, I'm going to build a turnout on that modular that's going to go straight into the closet. That'll have my Kirby yard so I can start storing things a little bit better. So that's pretty much the layout in a nutshell. I use security cameras to capture the layout connected to a capture card. Not the cheapest system in the world, but it's just a preferred style that I do for my presenting of model railroading. And then I use a phone app camera system to get you guys on board. And my computer captures what I have on my phone. So that way we get these views. Let's see here. That's one. I need this one. So that way we can get you guys on board. It's a little bit ghetto. Kind of awkward. That's what we do. So that way we can get you guys these views. So I have been doing operations on this layout a little bit. 2 streams ago, I live streamed operations. Basically, I was streaming from my GoPro, and we had car cards and waybills. So that's why you see some of these trains parked on the side, along with their associated car card. And the big thing I wanted to showcase was that, you know, you don't need a massive layout to do operations. You don't need a lot of switches to do operations. Like, I only have 3 Unifrog switches on this layout. And I was able to do all my operations in an hour. So you can take a simple circle layout like this, and with a little creativity, you know, you can have a switching layout. Now, what I do on my ops is that on the waybills themselves, I actually have material that's being shipped from other YouTubers' layouts and incorporate them into my op session. So, you know, we were just talking to Trackside Mike, and he, on his layout, he has a chocolate factory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find myself, I know I have a Hershey car somewhere, Hershey tank car floating somewhere. And if I don't find it, I'll just take a random tank car, and we will ship in chocolate from Trackside Mike, and we'll have a little diorama for Willy Wonka and a Chocolate Factory in Iceyville. So when I present the layout like this is just the Icey Railway. Now when I go into operations, this layout becomes Iceyville. And the whole theme of Iceyville is that we take practically real world products and convert them into fantasy objects. So, for example, we've got a powder that comes from Mystic Railway. We call it the Mystic Powder. Matter of fact, it's coming up to our right. And I'm going to mess this up. So on the right-hand side there, there's a hopper car right there that just passed by. And that takes Mystic's powder and turns it into a fantasy item. So what you just saw on the right-hand side there was that Mystic powder was getting converted into dragon eggs. That is the Daenerys Industries. If you guys are a Game of Thrones fans, you'll get that reference. And we ship out dragons from that facility, or dragon eggs from that facility, to Mom and Son Train Rail fans for their kind of Dungeons and Dragons type of layout that they got going on over there. And so I take all that and I put it into Car Cards and Waybill system. And I can probably, let me do this. I can show you an example Waybill. It's in my community tab. I kind of have an example of this. Actually, I have several examples of this. Right here. So let's take another field trip. So this is what I've done. So this MKD box card that I got here. Here's the car card and waybill. So the way I did my car cards was inspired from Ron's Trains and Things. And I just put a little twist for me so that way I can keep track of things. So I've got the car card and I've printed out a label that has a picture of the actual card that I took a picture of and put it onto the car card itself. So that way I know exactly what the heck I'm looking for. And then I just typed out every information that you can possibly need for identification of that car. Now the waybill, I decided to go with this system because the waybill allows me a role-playing aspect to this railway. I'm a big D&D fan. I love the role-playing, I love the gaming type of thing. So this allowed me to put a lot of role-play into this, and I can actually see what is inside of these cars. So basically, this particular car here is being assigned. So this needs to go to Mom and Son Train Rail Fan. Their address is YouTube. So I put YouTube on there. Routing, Kirby Interchange, meaning that car needs to go from the nearest industry to my Kirby Interchange, which right now is off the layout. It's imaginary because I don't have it built yet. It's going to be something I'm going to be doing here really soon because I need it. Again, the shipper is the nearest industry, which is that building to my right. And it's coming from Iceyville. Ladding means what loading station. And we are shipping dragon eggs. And that's the cool thing about this system. And so I did a little bit. Yeah, I don't want to get sidetracked. And here are my two trains that I run on the layout. So we got the Icey local, which I want to do some cool things with this. Typically, you don't have any information in the car system. We're going to be creative with this, and I want to have engineering slips. So I'll have a Rayron engineer slip that I'll put in here, so that way that lets me know that I'm controlling that train. And then I've got my Icey Express train, which is basically my Missouri Pacific. And I've got my trains clipped together. I still have some quirks to do with it, but with this particular layout, it's actually pretty cool because if you just have one person like me, it takes about an hour to do all the switching operations. Now, what's cool about, again, this layout may seem small. Let me go back to all the cameras here. This layout may seem small, but what's interesting about it is that we can have two, let me think here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can have 6 operators on this layout. So I've got my Icey local, which is parked right there. I've got the Icey Express, that's 2. I've got an engine on one branch line, another engine on. Actually, I can do 7 because I forgot about the branch line to the other one. And then I've got a yard master that I eventually want to have, and then I can have the dispatcher right here, which would be kind of cool. Hi, James. Nice chatting with you, good sir. Look forward to your progress on your layout. Yeah, and I definitely understand that this is, again, this is really the only time I can stream, just because of IRL stuff, so. It definitely can get late for those on the East Coast. Yeah, appreciate you dropping by. But yeah, on this layout, let me recount here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, I can have 7 people running this layout. And take about, with 7 people, obviously it's going to be like half an hour. You can complete the full operations on it. And what's cool is that we can have 1 yard master, 1 dispatcher, and then all the others will control a train. And with 7 people fully operating this one simple circle, you know, it'll be about half an hour worth of operation. In a 12 by 16 space, which is pretty darn cool. Now, me by myself, to do an entire operation session, we proved it the other day. It was about an hour, but I've added a few more things to add a little bit more complexity to it. So I'm hoping to get at the 2-hour mark to solo full operations. If you had 2 people, it could probably go down to like an hour and a half, but the idea is just to have fun and to showcase that if you put a little bit of, you know, research and effort into it, you know, your home personal layout can be an operations layout. So it's pretty darn cool. Get you guys back on board. All right. Let's see. What views haven't I done? We can do the 4 camera view here. We haven't done this one yet in a while. So the camera in the bottom left is a rooftop camera on top of Daenerys Industries. The one in the bottom right is the office, and we ship BCF parts to that office. So one thing that I've added is you can see the top rail there has a little bit of a switcher. I'll bring it up on the full screen here. So that switcher, I decided to change the location of my maintenance of way track. And it's basically going to be everything behind the station. You see there's a station up there near the top there. So we got the station, but right past it is going to be my maintenance of way track. So I wanted to add some more complexity. So I decided to do that. So now we've got a dedicated maintenance of way track. And then I've added some, probably a milling facility for my wheat. But eventually I'll have all my industries labeled. Something I think I want to focus on sooner rather than later. Get another shot of the 844 here. Again, the stream is not, it's a little choppy. That's just because I've got a lot of methods to capture this. So it tends to slow down the feed a little bit. Get a little choppy, but it still can provide some awesome viewing. Alright, and that just crashed on me, which is fine. We'll get it back here shortly. But again, guys, I want to appreciate everyone who has subscribed, those who have come out, those who have watched on the replay. We just hit, as of this stream, I'll bring it up here. We have officially hit 3,400 subscribers. Absolutely insane to think about. Absolutely insane. Again, I wanted to thank you guys so much. It has been a crazy month. I think we've hit records on everything for this channel. We had over 510 subscribers this month, which is absolutely insane. Views are up. Just everything. It's insane. And I'm humbled. And thank you guys for just watching and enjoying the content. And like I said, I thank you guys. You guys make this happen. Without you guys, none of it happens. So it's really your guys' achievement. The Icey family did this. You guys. I'm just one random dude on the internet, on YouTube, in this neck of the woods that just runs trains around in circles. So I'm humbled. I'm grateful. And thank you. On our way to 3,500. Crazy to think about. This time last year, and I can show you, this time last year, we just broke 100. And I was just doing, simple streams on this layout. Absolutely insane. And I think we're still about 400 watch hours away from monetization, which is even crazier to think about. And get you guys those emotes. That's what I'm excited for. Because I come from the Twitch world where emotes were everything. So, we got some emotes ready to go. So, yeah, absolutely crazy. And again, you guys decide when that happens. And I will continue to enjoy what I love doing, which is, showcasing the world's greatest sandbox hobby. Because it really is. All right, let's get you guys back on board. Let's see. And I kind of want to just do the front view. So there's the Icey local on the left-hand side there. It is ready to go for the next op session. And we've also got our Russian decapod? Yeah, decapod steamer that's going to be added to the fleet. We've got our wall of stickers from all of the other great YouTubers on the right, along with the Icey Express there. Our Jurassic Park industry on the left. My Utah Railway diesel that I use to get all of the cars on that side of the industry. And again, imagine a switch track going straight into that closet. That'll be Kirby Yard, where I do a lot of my staging. And I want to showcase a yard master position for operations. So I've got a few more modulars that I want to build. Along with our Christmas tree on the left there. Just amazes me how far this has come. I appreciate that, Randall. I'm just like I said, I'm grateful for you guys. I'm happy that I'm able to do this. So definitely appreciate it. It's just the great thing about the hobby. Just coming in here and watching train going around in circles. Some people, it's not their thing, which is, you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Some people like to scratch build, do scenery, do the electrical works. I'm that person, and I'm an engineer, and I'm a rail fanner. So that's why majority of my content comes from the samurai, especially on the short side. A lot of my shorts give you that rail fanning perspective, as seeing it as just simply watching a train go by. And those have been runaway hits. Again, thank you guys for making those just go crazy. Freaking, we're averaging almost 1,000 views per short, which is nuts to say the least. I was the home layouts video that's going to be coming up. I was talking with the owner because I'm kind of an introvert. I get a little of social anxiety when I meet new people for the first time. But once I open up, get to know you a little bit better in person, I tend to get over that really quickly. But I was talking with the home layout, and it's like, you know, I let him. It's like, hey, can I showcase your layout on my YouTube channel and everything? It's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And so that'll be coming up soon. But it's like, you know, the homeowner, the owner of layout was asking, can I get your channel name so that way, you know, I can see where my layout's going to be showcased to the world? And it's like I gave him a holographic Rayron sticker, and he's like, oh, I already know this channel. I watch a lot of your content already. It's like, that's freaking hilarious. It's just a small world sometimes. So it was definitely cool. The layout is amazing. It's something that I would dream of having. 3 massive monitors with block detection and everything. Double, some places triple. So it was kind of cool to see. All right, so future projects from me. So as I talked about earlier, we got my first Rayron Visits video. That's going to be a video series where our local LSR NMRA division is trying to do a home layout tour for each meeting that we do. And so I'm going to try to get some more content from other home layouts. And I got my first one coming out soon. Let's see, a few more 360 videos to bring out. Another thing I really want to do is do the first ops video, because I've got this layout ready for day number 2 for ops. So realistically, that'll probably be the next video to come out. At least edited for me. Obviously, I've got my Advent calendar series that's going on now, where I basically take a Advent calendar train, my family, randomize my mini prints into set days. So I don't know which one's which. It's a surprise. Some more mini fun run videos. Again, my goal is to try when you hit that subscription, when you hit that bell icon, that it's going to be worth those clicks. So that's always my goal. Again, I bring something just a little bit different to the hobby. It's just, again, another goal of mine. I tend not to do tutorial videos. I tend not to do sceneries, hit or miss. My biggest strength is just the rail fanning videos. If you want a review on some items, you can check out Randall. Randall's got some review videos. James is building his layout, so if you want to see a layout being built from scratch. Trackside Mike has his layout that he's working on the scenery portion. So if you really want to get some good tips on scenery and see how that goes, you can check out him. If you want to check out N Scale, you've got you got Mystic. If you want to see some rail fanning videos, you got Rail Fan K. And that's the cool thing about this community is that we bring our own unique aspects to this hobby. Because it's so big, not one person can cover it. Which is a good thing. If you really want to check out the technical side of the hobby, definitely Heath at Humanity Junction. Get you guys back on all the cameras, and let's go ahead and bring the phone. There we go. Get you guys this perspective. This is easily one of my favorite scenes I ever made. So I use OBS, and this scene right here represents almost a decade's worth of research and experimenting with streaming. It's kind of crazy to think about how much went into this scene. Let's get some more rail fanning shots here. Alright, let's get you here. And this is why I love model railroading. I'm rail fanning an 844 pulling a KD holiday boxcar with the Orient Express. You know, you can't see that in real life. The odds of that happening are pretty much zero because the Orient Express cars don't exist. Well, some of them don't exist anymore. But it's like with model railroading, we can model whatever we want. Rail fan whatever we want. Create whatever we want. Again, it's the world's greatest sandbox hobby. So nice seeing that 844 running again. So like I said, the history of this steam engine. I bought it from a train show in Ogden, Utah with my father. Didn't realize it was DCC ready. Found out it was DCC ready. And put that decoder in as fast as I possibly could. And this is the maiden voyage as a proper DCC engine. Purring right along. I haven't done this view yet. Let me take it this view. Need to put some lighting up in this corner eventually. I've got an idea how to get more lighting on the layout itself. Just haven't gone around to it. Alright, let's go back to this one. Pretty darn cool. Oh, that's not the right one I wanted. All the cameras. Pretty cool. Okay, let's get that one up. And let's get the rear of the train there. So again, guys, this is going to be one of the rare months, probably the only month that this will happen, but Samra is meeting on a Saturday, which means that I can stream every Friday this month. And each live stream will have a different holiday train series. So I haven't really decided what train I want to run next. But I definitely know what one I want to run for Christmas. So I will be doing a Christmas live stream. It's going to be on morning, though. Most of my families typically sleep in. So at 7 a.m. Central Time, we'll go live on Christmas Day. Run our Christmas train for 2023. And then I'll probably end it once Sparky goes live. Or till 11 or noon Central Time, depending on what... it may actually be 10 o'clock. Because I think Sparky goes live either 11 or 12. I can't remember. Eastern. So we'll see. We'll stream until whenever. But I'll probably set that stream up after I'm done here. So yeah, we'll have 5 streams this month. All right, so we got the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd, the 29th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have 6 live streams. Nice. Alrighty, let's see here. I don't see anyone else live streaming. I was thinking about setting up a raid if anyone else was on this late. But not seeing anything. So I think what we'll do, because I love the concept of raiding, or just taking you to someone else after we're done. What video should I send you guys to then? You know what? We'll probably do this. Okay. Alright, so we got about, let's see, about four more minutes. So we've been streaming for about 3 hours. And we'll probably go ahead and, in about 4 minutes, we'll go ahead and start calling it a stream there. So since there's no one else really that's live streaming right now to raid, because I do want to start raiding. But again, it's so late that, you know, it's going to be kind of difficult. I'll probably send you to a video to watch. Or raid a video. Because why not? Why not? Do some chaotic good. All right, we'll go ahead and make this engine's last lap. So we'll put that yellow on the traffic signal on our pretend signal. Eventually, we'll have an actual one on there. And then we'll have it come to the red, and I think we'll call it a stream for December 1st. Love it. Alright. Let's get this guy up. Alright, coming up to the red light here. Tell the engineer to slow things down. And we'll come to a close here. Alright guys, I'm going to send you guys over if you want some more additional model railroading content. We'll try to start this out. If you guys want more stuff, we'll try to rate a video or rate a streamer if they're live. But if not, since I don't see anyone really live streaming right now, we'll go ahead and send some love over to Around the Layout Podcast. They are so close to 1,000. If you haven't subscribed over there, highly recommend it. Ray over there from Around the Layout Podcast does a lot of good things for the hobby, getting stories out there because every mono railroader has a story. They did a kind of a giveaway stream, so we'll raid that VOD now. So got the link in there. Head on over, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up as well. You know, spread the love. But with that, guys, thank you so much for everything. Again, the channel's been going crazy. November was the best year we've had so far on this channel. It's just been a crazy ride, and I plan to work a whole bunch more in December. I'm excited for December. I love this month. Birthday month, Christmas, New Year's, Advent calendar, and the whole 9 yards. So with that, thank you guys so much. Happy holidays, and I'll see you on the next live stream. Wing hugs. Take it easy.